Welcome to episode 62 of the next block. We have Fractal Monsters with us here today. What's good, James?
Hey, doing well. How about you guys?
Doing good, doing good. It's been a while since we've had you on the show, and obviously you
Yes.
guys have had a lot cranking out over there at Fractal Monsters. So happy to have you guys back on the show to talk what you guys are building and the continued improvements to the game.
Yes. GM
Awesome, yeah.
everybody, and good night and good evening if you're somewhere else.
Right. Hey, Fuzzy, Vince, and Everyday Algonaut Ludo, thanks for joining into the show. Obviously, if you have questions for Fractal Monsters, you can go ahead, throw them up in the chat. We will answer them as the show goes on. And so let's just kick it off. Since the last time you guys have come on, talk through some of the updates that you guys have added to the game. And if you want, you can go ahead and share your screen and we can definitely, or you can bring up the game and we can add it to it so you can show off those updates.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'll work to present my screen.
And also, real quick, for the audience that has never seen you, let's just do a quick overview of what Fractal is before we go in too much.
Okay, good idea.
True
yeah,
that.
so I'm Dev Frackus, James Ward, studied computer science in college, later did a full stack web development certification. So spent a few years in corporate as a software developer. Always loved monster taming games growing up, and it was the reason I got into computer science in college. Like the goal was to make like a monster taming game. That's always been my dream. So about last year in April, we got our foundation grant, which allowed me to quit my corporate software development job and go full time on Fractal. So we have a small team of myself full time. We have our artist who does animation and in-game assets, in-game art. So that's Roz. He's full time. He's been full time for the past year. We have two other developers who help out on the team, and we also have a marketing person on our team. So that's the team. The game is like a Tamagotchi kind of style game where you have a little baby monster. You feed it, you play with it, you train it, you explore with it. It'll grow and evolve over time. So there's 3 evolution stages. So essentially, just log in every day, keep it happy. The more it likes you, the better it does in combat. There's training modes, daily missions, exploration to get NFT items. So that's essentially it. There's a versus mode where you can fight other monsters and you win rewards like frac. There's a boss fight in the game where you earn coop. So that's kind of the premise behind it. It's kind of like Digimon, Tamagotchi, Neopets, kind of like Pokemon. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind Fractal. We've been live for 6 months on mainnet and been in development for the past year and a half.
Man, it seems like it's been a lot longer than 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, happy 6 months. That was great.
Yeah. And obviously, like I said, you can bring up, if you have the game on yours, Sibyl can help you share it there, and we can definitely see some of those updates.
Here we are.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, since going live, we kind of revamped the play page. There's game action now, so you can see all the online players. You can see we've had about 900 unique players total with unique wallets that have been playing the game, and just kind of game stats: 1.5 million in-game total actions. So one of the biggest updates we've had recently is the email wallet. So it's a custodial wallet that allows people to just sign up with an email address. So this week, with our release of our mobile apps a few weeks ago, we wanted to make onboarding as easy as possible. So like imagine if you wanted to play like Pokemon Go on your phone, you don't want to have to go and download Para or DFly and then find your wallet and then go to Rand Gallery and buy NFTs. We wanted everything to be like a one-in-one solution. So you only need to go to the Fractal site or mobile app to do everything. So if you wanted to create an account, mostly this is for the mobile app, but you can also do it through the website. You would go to email, you can create an account, put an email address, select your starter monster. So this is a non-NFT monster, and it just lets you start playing the game with kind of low. You can earn rewards in the game through combat. So these email wallets that sign up for free, they get lower tiered rewards for Pepe rewards. So they get like 1,000 Pepe per versus mode.
Nice.
So if I wanted to, I could set up a wallet here. So what this will do is once I fill this out, it'll send me a confirmation code to my email. Once I confirm that code, it'll create an Algorand wallet on the back end. It'll min fund it with like half an algo. And then opt you in to what you need to play the game. So that's Coop, Pepe, and Frac. So all that's done, it's automated behind the scenes. Like a user on the mobile app store doesn't have to know that any of that's even happening.
Right. Which is awesome to hear. Because that's what has to happen for mainstream adoption. Everybody talks about mass adoption. It's like until it's easy, like going to the app store, downloading the game, and then you play it, like we're not there yet.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, we even have a decently high bounce rate for just trying to get an email address out of someone. So imagine if we had to make them give their email, go to
Oh yeah,
Para, go to Ran. Imagine the
yeah,
bounce rate at that point.
yeah.
So
Create a 24. Keep your secret phrase and all
write
that.
it down.
It would be a lot, and you'd lose. There'd be so many steps that people would just drop out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard enough just to get an email out of someone. So we've reduced the friction as much as possible. You can see that I logged in with an email address and password, and I get a little free monster. I've actually upgraded this account. So if you pay a $1 subscription fee, you kind of unlock that custodial wallet, and you can use the marketplace and send algo to different wallets and send your assets to different wallets. So I've unlocked this account. I have my free monster here, this little bird, and then I also have an NFT monster here. So this is a unlocked email based account.
So is the free monster? So you said it's not an NFT, but only free accounts will get that monster.
Right. Yeah, but
So
it
it's
has
kind
that.
of exclusive in a way.
Yeah, in some degree, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I guess let me ask you this: if someone were to create these email accounts, and then because you said they're Algorand wallets getting created on the back end, how would they go if they wanted to then after they've played it for a while, they want to own the NFTs in their own wallet? Do they have to then go create their own, or would they be able to just transition the wallet that was given to them by you guys, and then they can go and get it on Para or a wallet provider?
Yeah, so the custodial wallet will always be a custodial wallet. We don't want to like expose the keys. But what
Right.
they can do is they can subscribe for $1. If they do that, it's a Stripe integration, so they use the Stripe platform,
Okay.
and then pay that $1 subscription, and then it kind of unlocks the account. So once
Okay.
they do that, you can send your algo out of the wallet. You can also go to your items and then transfer those to if you wanted to do a non-custodial wallet, if you wanted to use like a Para wallet and become
okay,
a
yeah.
Web3, just transfer it to your new wallet, or continue to use this wallet. We manage the keys, but you can also sell your assets, transfer algo to like Coinbase or whatever you need to do. So this is like a fully unlocked account that you can send your assets to Coinbase or wherever. But if you wanted to do like full Web3 and do Para, you could do that. Just unlock your account and then transfer, which we've had a few people do that already.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's awesome. That is awesome to see, because
Yeah.
that is a way to see people, like I said, who maybe are not Web3, native and don't really understand everything. They get some to the ability to start out, play around, earn some stuff, and then
Exactly.
after they've done their research and really understand, what wallet they may want, then they can go and do that. That's really cool to see.
Yeah. This is definitely a smart way to do it. A lot of options. So yeah, I second that, David. Wow.
Yeah, we kind of knew. I mean, 3 months ago, we kind of realized like the bear market is it's probably not getting any better anytime soon. So do we keep focusing on the 2,000 active wallets in Algorand, or do we chain hop and go to other chains, or do we double down on Algorand but abstract away from the blockchain to kind of attract the massive pool of Web2 users who love mobile gaming and playing games? So that's kind of our strategy. We decided to target the Web2 audience and really double down on the technology behind Algorand.
So far, how is this? How effective is this for getting new users or Web2 audience into Web3?
Yeah, so we started doing this about a month ago. So it all kind of was released at the same time. The mobile apps, also the reward pool. So that's the Pepe and Cooper, and then Frac rewards. So all kind of came around at the same time. So we went from about 500 unique wallets to about 900 in the past month. So that's an 80% increase in unique wallets we've seen in the game. Playtime, we used to average around 3,000 minutes played daily. We're up to like 7,000 to 8,000. So a good increase there. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's been really good as far as numbers go.
How much of that do you think is attributed to you guys were featured on Odin and Versa Games? I think speak to a little bit of that. Like, how much of new activity have you guys seen from those specific platforms and being featured there?
Here, let me pull one of them up too.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes, I mean it's kind of tricky to track that data. So what they do is they essentially plug in like an iframe on their website and then just kind of mirror our website. So we don't have the exact numbers from there, and we were featured around the same time that we released our mobile apps and the reward pools. So you can just click off of that. It's through an iframe. So if you just click on the screen, it should get rid of that pop-up detection.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean that's kind of part of these statistics that I'm stating here, the 80% increase in player base, but we don't know exactly like how much of that came through Odin and through Versa.
But you guys,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but you guys obviously, those things happened around the time you guys were seeing a lot of that uptick. So obviously I would, you would put two and two together, that you guys are reaching outside of just the Algorand community focused, people who are playing games here, and are starting to attract those users from other chains and other, spaces in the, gaming world.
Can you explain what Odin and Versa is?
Yeah, they're just like Web3 game discovery platforms, kind of like Steam, but for Web3.
Okay.
So they have like these platforms usually have like tournaments and events and giveaways. So it's just a way, like if you're like a Web3 user and you're curious about Web3 games, you want to see like all of them in one place. It's kind of the audience that they're attracting, Web3 gamers who are curious about all the different games that are being released.
Okay.
One question, and obviously you can go ahead and bring back up the game, and we'll let you share your screen again. But one question I was kind of wondering, and this is something we've been asking a lot of projects from Algorand as we've had them on. How have you noticed a change in developing and creating with the release of ALGO Kit, or has that affected Fractal Monsters at all in any way, or is ALGO Kit just mainly for if you're creating a brand new project?
Yeah, it would have been cool if it was around, a year ago, so we would have started with it. So yeah, it's on our radar. We're really focused on the game development side right now, so we're not really circling back to our smart contracts at the moment. Like our smart contracts work for our marketplace and everything. So, but we are interested in it. It's really cool. Like I said, I wish it was around a year ago when we first started. But if there's massive improvements there, then we could probably be persuaded to redo our smart contracts through AquaKit.
Right.
But it seems really cool. Like I've heard some good numbers around it. I checked it out. The documentation looks really good. But for us personally, like we've already developed our smart contracts through a different system. So, the bear market we're surviving right now. So we're not really looking to redo things we've already done at the moment. We're trying to push forward ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. With smart contracts, just a little side comment. Does it take a lot of maintenance, or is this something that's like mostly completed and you guys are just moving forward?
Yeah, for us, our smart contracts, we developed them
you guys used Reachling.
Yeah, we used Reach for our marketplace. Yeah, so we developed those probably like 9 months ago or 10 months ago, and it's kind of like a one and done thing. Once they're deployed, they're working. We haven't had any issues with them, so there's not really any maintenance now.
Well, let's jump into some of the updates. Show us around your all's website here and show us a lot of things that you guys have added to the game.
Cool. Yeah. So one of the updates since the last time we spoke 6 or 7 months ago is our treasure hunt. So you earn in-game frac. So these are kind of, we don't call them raffles, but because the prizes are kind of hidden. So the concept is like this little character goes and finds rewards for you. So you put in like 200 frac and you get a chance to win the reward. And there's also like passive rewards. So there's like dyes and stuff and energy drinks. So there's game items that give you boost in the game. So with this like dye, you can upgrade the background of your monster. Like this energy drink gives you like extra boost to let you keep doing combat challenges, so you can keep getting those Pepe rewards.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of really cool items there. Yeah, let's see. I mean, so the marketplace, we've added our token shop, so you can use those tokens to get consistent prizes. So we have our harvest items. So these
about the token, and you said frac, is this a ASA or is it just an in-game item?
Yeah, it's an ASA. We don't have an LP pool, so there's like no monetary value there. But it is like on chain. It's also virtual too. You can swap it between virtual and on chain. But you earn it in the game, and you can buy different rewards. Like these stones give you like 2x, 3x, and 5x on your Pepe and Cooper rewards. So like this stone is 50,000 frac, and there's only like 2 people who own it.
I was about to say, I need everybody who's watching, anybody who does watch this, send me some frac so I can get some of that, because I need to double and triple my Pepe rewards.
Right. Yeah. So like our top 3 earners are making like, our top earner has made like 4,000 algo in terms of like Pepe rewards. And then
wow.
I was looking it up yesterday. I literally saw the stats page you guys had. Obviously you can show it if you want, but I was actually looking at that. I was doing the math to see how much has this guy actually made. And it's crazy because that was
a lot.
That was the big thing when, Axie Infinity was taking off, right? People were just playing the game to, earn, obviously that was Axie's token, but this is, you guys are able to, give away rewards to other projects, right? You're giving away Coop, you're giving away Pepe, and that brings utility, from so many different areas, I would say, as far as, the ability to earn, a lot of the rewards.
James, how does that work? So I have a community token. It's popular. How do we get that into Fractal Monsters?
Yeah, so we initially started this bonus pool rewards out of pocket. So we spent like 9,000 algo. We collected the data behind that and then pitched the Algorand Foundation to say, like, look, this is how much on-chain data we've got, how many transactions, how much it's increased our playtime. So we pitched to them to ask them to also pitch into that reward pool. So we chose Pepe because Pepe has cross-chain appeal. People know what Pepe is outside of Algorand, so that's mostly the reason we chose Pepe. So people on Ethereum know what Pepe is, and so we tell them you just sign up with an email address and you can earn Pepe. But yeah, our reward pools are getting smaller now. We're down to probably our last 15 to 20% of the reward pool, and we're going to be looking at different projects for our next reward pool, and we're also going to be pitching to the foundation to hopefully refill those reward pools. So we're up to like 420,000 transactions in the past month and a half. So in terms of on-chain volume, it's been a pretty good deal for them to pitch in a little bit of algo to get the on-chain data. But we're looking at Akita next. We're looking at some other ASA community tokens. Coop's people like Coop a lot, so we're probably going to keep doing Coop.
What about projects that are not, obviously I think Coop has kind of graduated a little bit from being a meme coin to a community coin. And I think there is a, potential for it to do more than just, have no utility. What about projects within the Algorand ecosystem or even outside, kind of like Pepe, that are, actual things? Like what if people were able to play and earn Goracle or Gora or even like something like Chainlink, right? Like you guys were able to, just like, that's where my mind goes, is like, you really want to bring people in, offer them the ability to play your game to earn their native token instead of just being, algo or an ASA that maybe most people don't know about or don't care about.
Right. Yeah. The tricky thing, it has to be an ASA in order for us to use it as a reward. But like Pepe was bridged over, so we can use Pepe because it is an ASA. But any Algorand token we can give out in the reward pools, it has to be an ASA first.
So XSOL and all that type of stuff will be fine.
Yeah, as long as it's an ASA, we can send it. Yep.
Exactly. And if y'all listening, y'all better get them ASAs ready. Talk to Dan Frackas.
Yeah, if you have tokens, let us know. We're looking around at different reward systems. So
Blue Ordinal's been hitting me up, so maybe they'll reach out.
Who's that?
Blue Ordinals. It's a new one that I've been seeing on Twitter making waves.
Okay, yeah.
It's an ASA.
Yeah, definitely interested in any of the cool upcoming ASAs that people are excited about. So it I think it helps out both projects.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I was thinking Goracle, because obviously I know they're trying to get a lot of exposure. That would make me think initially to see, it would be cool to see a lot of these projects that Algorand has building that are going to be key in its future.
Opolis or something.
And being able to earn some of those to where you're not just thinking like, okay, I'm earning a meme coin that I don't know what the utility or value there. You could actually be earning some tokens that actually have because obviously Frac is not, but I get that there's a reason for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're a U.S. company, so we've been really hesitant to put an LP behind Frac. So that was kind of our creative work.
I'll say don't do it until we have clarity.
Yeah, which there's none. Yeah, so so that was our idea, to kind of bypass that. We can't give you Frac monetary value, but we can do Coop, we can do Pepe. So
yeah, I think I'm number like 97 or 96 on Pepe earned. So I gotta
okay, not bad.
Up my Pepe earned. Yeah, but that's cool. And it's also cool because I was playing it recently, and it's not, obviously I know you earn Pepe for your fights and those actions, and you get maybe a larger sum. But the entire time I was playing, my phone was just lighting up every 5 seconds. I was getting 100 Pepe for just activity bonus. Explain, why you have that going on and how much you guys have given away just in that.
Yeah, I'd have to run a script to know how much is going out exactly on that. But the idea behind it is that we want to reward online players, so people who are online doing versus mode, doing the training missions, doing exploration. So yeah, it was just a way to how it works is that every block it randomly selects one online player. So if you're actively playing the game, you have a chance to be selected for those rewards.
So every block. So we talking about every 3.3 seconds.
It's fast.
Very fast. Yeah.
I literally within 15 to 20 minutes of playing the game, I think I had 100 pair of notifications. It was crazy. It was a lot.
Yeah, especially if you play in the early hours of the morning. There's only a few people online, so you definitely can stack those rewards a lot quicker too.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't know it was every block. So it also kind of flexes the strength of Algorand that every single block you're seeing, you're seeing those, rewards come into your wallet. And it's Pepe, right? Yeah. It's still like a token right now that many people still believe is going to have its, Valhalla moment. I know a lot of people think it already had it, but I'm still, I subscribe to the idea that Pepe still has its moon mission loading.
Yeah. We kind of abstracted the game initially really kind of far away from the blockchain. So we had our virtual inventory, and then we had like the on-chain ASA inventory. And really the only on-chain transactions we had from that was when you convert those virtual items to ASA so you can sell them. And then of course our marketplace too. But right, the reward systems really does flex the power behind the Algorand blockchain, because when you're playing the game and you're getting these Pepe rewards, you can see that it's almost immediate, like three seconds. You do an action in the game, and then all of a sudden you're getting these notifications on your phone. And we've done 420,000 transactions in the past month. Like, imagine if you did that many on Ethereum. It really
the fees would be astronomical. Like it wouldn't it wouldn't even be worth it.
It'll take so long too.
Yeah, so long. Yeah, so I mean, and the cost on our end to do those 420,000 transactions, it's less than $100, which is just, it really does show the strength of Algorand. And yeah, our intention behind that too is to kind of show the foundation. Like, look, we can do on-chain transactions. We have a player base, and we can really display the strength behind the Algorand blockchain, which has been our goal. We've been getting closer to the foundation recently. So
that's good. I agree, and it's one reason why I've loved Fracctal, and I've loved supporting you guys building. So, but let's jump in. Let's jump into the game and see some of the actual in-game changes you guys have added and functionalities.
Cool. Okay, so this window actually is the same build as the mobile app. So if you're launching the mobile app for the first time, you do that same sign up process. It's a little bit different because you can do it here, but yeah, so this is my free account. I'll go ahead and log in. So you can see I haven't played on this account in a minute. You can see that you have your laptop. You have 20 different learnable moves. By default, you have 5. You can choose up to 3. You have your stats. You have pet personalities. The age of this monster is 45. It has a nature which affects its stats. Its hobby, which affects the toys that it likes to play with. The diet affects the food that it likes to consume. You can see that it's an electric type and it's healthy. If you force feed it energy drinks and abuse it, the health of the monster goes down. And so this is the non-NFT item. This is the NFT. So this is actually an NFT on the Algorand blockchain. You can see the asset ID.
Nice.
You can see that its age is older. So yes. So let's say I wanted to play with my little free monster. You can see that only happy monsters can battle and train, and this monster is definitely not happy. It's well rested because I haven't played with it, but it
emotional creatures.
Yeah, right. So actually, it looks like this account doesn't have any food anymore because I've used it all. So let's go into the forest. So yeah, I've actually used up all the food in this account, so I'm gonna have to explore and try to find some food.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just showing off the game, so it's just part of it.
You can see in the forest, you can do combat. There's the chance that monsters spawn in the forest. You can check all these different things. So I found a piece of chocolate, which I can feed to him. Hopefully it doesn't make him sick. Hopefully he likes chocolate.
Shout out to y'all. This development's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, monster just spawned. So that will drop a crafting resource, which I can use to create better attack. So that's the spell item.
And the second you picked it up, like there's a chicken bone back there you missed, but the second you pick it up, it literally goes right into, it shows it goes into the backpack, but that also would go, if you had a wallet, it would go directly into your wallet, correct?
Would you see a notification for that?
So that would go, so that used to work like that, but now it goes into your virtual inventory.
That's right. That's right.
And then you convert it to the NFT when you want to sell it or trade it. And then here's just the NPC in the forest that you can use to create spells. So I grabbed 2 pieces of food. So let's go back to the beach. You can see those are in my backpack now. He's an omnivore, so he should be fine. So
he might not like that.
I think omnivore is the best, so they like everything.
Yeah, they do. I know. The ones that get me are the ones that always want them the cheeseburgers and the pizza, because I don't find all those high calorie things there very often.
Yeah, those are the hardest ones for sure. Those are the. So he's getting happier. I'll feed him this chicken bone too. So yeah, these are the easiest to train because they like everything.
And it's cool because obviously I've only played with the plant monsters, but this is, you said, one of the lightning monsters.
Yep.
Or electric. Nice.
And this time up there, is this real time? 11:26? That it? Oh, it is.
That's my time. Yeah, that's my. Yeah. So, yeah. So that if it's nighttime in your local area, it'll be nighttime in the game, or if it's daytime, it'll be daytime. So the sun's out right now.
Oh wow! Yeah. Didn't I swear, was it a Pokemon that started doing that too at some point?
Yeah, I think like
you
got to
find nighttime monsters at nighttime. Okay.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So you can see I fed him 2 of his favorite foods. There's daily missions. It expires in 9 hours. This is a way to kind of keep people playing the game. You can do a daily mission per monster. So we can see I need to play a versus match. So let's do that. Let me check my attacks. Punch, shot, dash. Okay.
And you can also play this game with a remote control as well, correct?
Yep,
so
you can do it.
You read my mind. That was my next question. Wow.
Yeah, so you can use a controller, you can use a mobile, you can use a controller on mobile, you can use a keyboard on mobile. So yeah, all that works.
And then you're just on the web browser, right?
Right now I'm on the web browser, yeah, but this all works exactly the same. Wake up. Okay.
Excellent.
My son loves whenever this little loading screen pops up, he
Sweener.
gets so excited.
Yeah, so you can see that if you had a tamer, I don't have a tamer on this free account, but it would show up there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fight him. This account is pretty low, so the enemy is gonna be pretty weak. You can see how we have a combo counter in the game now. He's charged up his attack, dodge it. He's blocking now. So when you first start out, we make it so that they're pretty easy to beat. Just because if you're new to the game, you
got to get some wins under your belt.
Exactly. Yeah. So the more wins you get, the more challenging the battles become. So I've played.
There you got 1,000 Pepe.
Yeah. I just earned 1,000 Pepe on this free-to-play account. So.
And that's the transaction that would go straight to your wallet if you had
that was
it
on chain.
attached.
Yep. That was on chain. Yep.
Nice.
So we can see I need to do like one more. I need to do another mission. So 15 or higher in speed training. So let's do that. So a lot of people, like if you own 50 monsters, you can do these challenges like up to 50 times and win NFT rewards from our will spin. So you can see we need 15 in speed training. So let's do that. Speed training is you just need to dodge the projectiles that comes from Sweener. And if you guys know Sweener, Chris Sweener from Reach,
Yep.
He helped
Shout out
us,
to Chris.
Yeah, he helped us secure our first Algorand foundation grant. So we was kind of like a nod to him for being so involved early on.
And well, he can live forever.
He's got a crazy beard, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was designed after him. So we're at 11 points, 12. We need 15 to do this daily, and this is a pretty easy little training. So we did it. We got 16. If you get hit, the training ends.
Ends it.
Yep. We'll claim our rewards.
My son also loves when he sees the treasure chest pop up. He gets excited. It's funny what he gets excited about. It's only when the fight screen, like the loading screen, pops up, and when the treasure chest pops up.
Right. Yeah, those rewards are nice. So you can see now I have the 5 apples in my inventory, so I could keep feeding my pets. So yeah, I mean most of this is kind of the same as before. Like there's been a lot of upgrades as far as like spell crafting in the game, but a lot of the updates have kind of come outside the game as far as like reducing friction, leaderboards, visibility, as far as like everything that's going on.
Now, what about the boat there in the background?
Okay, so that's like an upcoming thing. So you can click on the boat. We're gonna have base building here, so you'll be able to build a house, and this is just like an example house that a player could have one day.
Oh, wow.
So it's gonna be like if you'll use your Fract token to kind of purchase the land, and then crafting resources from the forest that you use for spells, you'll also be able to use those to build a base in the game. And we're gonna have farming and fishing, so kind of ways to earn more rewards through land ownership. Like farming, you can log out and then come back and get your crops or fish. That's kind of the thought process behind that. And you can see our in-game map. We're kind of over here off the main island, training island, the home island where you the beach, and then the forest. And then Roz, our artist, is currently working on these 2 areas here, the water and the kind of the shore here.
So was these areas there since the beginning, but they just were like underdeveloped?
Yeah, so yeah, they're unlocked as we release new updates within the game. So we've released all of these areas, and then these will be the next here, and then the volcano, and moving on.
And is it going to kind of be like where if you want to go exploring, you'd have to walk all the way through the forest and then all the way through the next one, kind of like a progressively getting deeper into it? Or is it going to be like you get to choose where you want to go? Or how do you guys plan to evolve like exploration in the game?
Yeah, so the kind of idea is that you do have to kind of explore. We want to set up, there's another beach here, the rocky beach. We kind of want to let you set up a camp here too. So we may let you teleport to the middle of the map, and you'll have your tent here. You can also have a tent here in the future to kind of let you, once you get here, you can kind of quick travel to your other beach.
Okay, I have a more of a vision question. So does this game have an ending? Like I played Final Fantasy X back in the day, and at the very end, you battle the final monster, and then you get the nice story, and then it's kind of like run around in the free world. You won. Is it like that, or like can you explain what's the goal for this gameplay?
Yeah, so the next big update is going to be PvP, so that'll be a lot of replayability there. But we also want to add dungeons after that. So our vision kind of is like these caves are going to be dungeons. So you're going to group up with your guild members. We have guilds in the game, so you can group up with 30 people as a team. So the kind of idea there is you can do dungeons with your teammates and fight big bosses inside of the caves. So you can't, like, it'll be so powerful, the monsters will be so powerful you can't fight them by yourself. You have to have teammates to beat these bosses. And the final boss will be here at the final cave. So that's kind of the end game, is beating the final bosses for those crazy rewards.
Okay, and help me understand this. I know obviously the way you play and the way you interact is kind of on just like a 2D type, thing, especially like with fighting the boss, if you were to meet him in the exploration force, is it always going to be that 2D? Are you guys like with the dungeons and stuff? Are you guys trying to transition to a different style of how it plays and being able to move around to like maybe an above view type thing? Or is it always going to be kind of like the 2D, everybody, just you'd have, I guess, all of your people on one side fighting the boss on the other side?
Yeah, so the mobile version, which is this will always be our mobile version, will be kind of like this, the 2D jumping around kind of side scroller view. Once we finish the map and unlock everything, we do want to move to a 3D version. Like my dream has always been to have been like a 3D MMO style. Like the first game I worked on in college, like a Pokemon 3D MMO. So it's just when I worked on that project, I realized like it's a ton of work for like 30 people. So we need a bigger team. So the end goal is to complete this version of the game and then let those assets that people have been earning in the 2D version also transfer to the 3D version of the game. So if you own a monster in this 2D version, you can play it on mobile. But if you want to play the 3D version, you can log into the 3D account and then play in an open world 3D game as well.
Oh, damn,
that's the end game.
Yeah,
that's the absolute dream is 3D open world.
How hard is that, and how far is that away?
Yeah, like so we. I expected, a bear market to come, but I didn't expect it to be like so.
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah,
so
like 2 years almost.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's a question of funding. Like if we want to, we have a team of 3 developers and 2 artists. If we need a bigger team of 10 to 15 people, we need a lot more funding. So we're looking at the next year to finish this version out and see where we are in the next year, and maybe even pitch the 3D version to VCs or something. So it'll take us another almost about a year to finish out the entire 2D version of the game.
Yeah, and obviously, just for those people who are playing, shout out to Vince. He says looks amazing. Just made an account. You guys have planned coming down the road that there are going to be more than just the plant monsters. And obviously I know maybe the free NFT monster you get, but there's still going to be a lot of updates on the 2D side, until you guys get to that 3D level, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we've released the plant monsters. We have the water monsters that ready. They're pretty much done, like animated and everything and rigged up for the game. So we'll probably release those in the next few months. But yeah, we're going to release fire. There's 8 different types of monsters that we'll release total over time, but that could be over the next few years.
Yeah, and then you talk about the 3D world, and kind of comparing to something like a Pokemon and something like that. Is it always going to be having to buy the NFTs to use the monster? Or is there ever going to be like a almost like exploring and the ability to find these monsters and be able to actually gain them that way?
Yeah, that's tricky. Once breeding's introduced, the pool of monsters will expand a lot.
That's true.
So maybe monsters that are potentially created through breeding, you could earn through exploration and battle in the game. But our model currently is to sell monsters through packs, kind of like Pokemon cards. You buy your packs and you get your monsters and your items.
Well, eventually, when y'all get that person versus person, that tournament style will be dope.
Yeah.
So I used to watch the Pokemon tournaments when people were, doing their thing. And
you got to put your you have to have some tournaments where you like Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, you lose your rarest monster or something. If you
it's like pink slip races.
Yeah.
That would be dope. Yeah, you put it up into a smart contract and the winner takes all.
Yeah, exactly. We have some ideas around that. Yeah. So we want to do matchmaking with Frac token, but also private matches where you can wager okay, you put up this monster, I'll put up this monster, I'll put up 200 coop and you'll put up 200 coop, stuff like that too as well.
So that's kind of the interesting is you could technically put up, because I saw I think it was on your all's the adventures and things that you can send them out. It's really open because it's on the blockchain that you could honestly put up any NFT you hold as collateral in the smart contract. So it could be an NFT from another project and you could be putting it up to win another one. I love the usability that even though an NFT, say it's Mingo or something, is not a part of Fractal's world, it still has some utility in it in a way.
Right. Yeah. As long as it's an ASA, it's possible. So pretty cool. And as long as
awesome.
Both parties consent to the battle, you can both wager whatever you want to.
Yeah, and I know Chris Swinner from Reach. I know he had, they initially had a game that was going to be coming out that was going to kind of show off that ability to, I think it was called Alloy. Where you'd be able to, an NFT in one game might be a different item in a different game, but you'd be able to use them through multiple stuff. So that's pretty cool. You guys kind of are using that, but just in a little bit different way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, can you highlight two things? Some of your most challenges right now that you guys been working on, and then like your biggest accomplishment or successes y'all feel like.
Yeah, I mean, biggest challenge is definitely, surviving the bear market. It's tough. So, yeah, like, it's just not like how it used to be. So,
Yep.
like trying to really just like optimize how much we spend and really focus on features that'll bring in new players. So
Yep.
that's been a challenge, and then just reducing the friction in Web3 has been a challenge, but I feel like we've really done a great job there. So I mean, and then to transition into our success, definitely the mobile release, like being in compliance with the app stores. So the
Yep.
mobile app is 100% Web 2. Like if they dissected the mobile app, like they won't find any Web3 code. The
Yeah.
Web3 layer is in our backend server, which interacts with the mobile app. So yeah, just releasing a mobile, we've had 10,000 downloads, on our mobile
Hey,
apps, which is really cool. We've had, 500, 500 email wallets created, and that's people. I mean, people can play as a guest in the game. They don't have to confirm their email address to get a wallet created for them. So some people play as a guest. We have a 4.9 rating on the Google Play Store, 4.8 on Apple. So really
that's
reducing
dope.
friction in Web3 has been
Mhm.
really our biggest accomplishment. And that custodial email wallet, is a great accomplishment on our end. So
Yeah,
Nice.
Joy
And
says super cool.
yeah, and for those people, Vince and stuff who did create an account and whatnot, we'll make a tweet after our show, and we'll link the Discord for you guys, because you guys do have a Discord for all the people who are playing the game that they can, you can talk to other players and stuff like that, trade and things like that, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, make sure you guys are following all of them on their socials and everything as well.
yeah. Another update, I forgot to mention this, but we recently added this. Like you can see everyone who's online. You can click on their profiles. You can see what
Nice.
everyone's doing, if they're winning battles. So yeah, I mean, if I see probably Matt Online and I want to know like what's in his inventory, I can click on his name, Nick. Yeah, so pretty
Nice.
cool.
And soon, I'm guessing that's like once you guys introduce the PvP, like you'd be able to send a game invite challenge or something through that.
Yeah, messaging,
Nice.
invitations to do dungeons and combat and everything else too. So yeah.
And obviously I know you guys have mentioned that the bear market is obviously a lot harder than many people were thinking it would be a year and a half ago when this thing, or almost 2 years ago when this thing kind of started.
Yeah.
But Fractal is, as I'm seeing it, is one of the OG projects on Algorand
Definitely.
that was built and is still here. And you guys look like you have a plan for the future on how you're going to continue being here and to continue building, even though money's tight, teams are dwindling down, and everybody's kind of bootstrapping. But it seems like you guys have really, you've done the necessary things to make sure you're going to last.
Yeah. So I mean, focusing on like the the Algorand community for funding in the bull market is fine, but we are transitioning. We want to start adding ads to the game for those free to play accounts, microtransactions. So we want people to be able to shuffle from the mobile app. So I'm redoing our shuffle system currently and kind of rebuilding that so you can use debit card, credit card, and then also the in-app purchases as well. So yeah, we're kind of future-proofing the project to kind of let us exist, continue to exist even if there's if liquidity has dried up in the NFT market. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward, thinking forward in those aspects.
Nice.
So, random question: any AI integrations? That's the wave right now.
Yeah, not yet. Could
I
be
think
cool.
they might need some more of those developers to start messing around with that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
That's like when virtual reality, when augmented reality Fractal monsters.
Yeah. When can I play Fractal on that new Apple headset when that drops?
Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
the next wave.
Yeah, some more developers maybe one day.
Right. But obviously that's still awesome. And thanks for joining the show here. I see Chris, I see Fuzzy. Thanks to you guys
Chris
for
with the
jumping
smiley
in.
face. What's up, Chris?
And obviously shout out to Chris. Obviously the Reach Lang. He is a part of Reach and helped you guys create the code for this game. Let's see. Is there any other questions? Really, I think we've pretty much covered a lot of the updates. How do you see this? Kind of maybe a question outside of just Fractal Monster specific, but how do you see the Algorand gaming sector kind of continuing to grow? Because I remember when we were at Decipher, I know you guys Were you guys at Decipher in Dubai or no?
No.
No. There was other games.
They had
though,
a gaming.
honestly,
like
I've not
Tactics and all
heard.
of them.
Yeah, I've not heard
Yeah.
much from a lot of those games, and that's where it's kind of makes me wonder. Is like, how do you kind of see that whole gaming side of Algorand? Do you think it's still alive and thriving, or do you think it's kind of just everything's kind of waiting for?
Are y'all the last ones left? That's the real question.
There's a few projects that are looking pretty good. Cosmic Champs, they're doing their mobile release. I played that recently. It's very polished. It looks really good. Like it looks like a normal Web 2 game.
Yeah.
Zone does pretty good volume. But yeah, I think a lot of the games some of the games are falling off. Like the ones that were probably less funded or maybe smaller in scope. Probably are dropping out.
You want to answer this question? How will the story arc of the main trainer develop?
The trainer in the game.
He's talking about himself.
I know. Yeah, that's what I knew he was. How will he end up taking over the world?
Right.
He should have an arc.
Right. That's a good question for Roz.
Yeah.
Or,
maybe he tries to fork Fracctal. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe that's story is for Roz, our game designer and animator. So maybe he can come up with something there.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to see, as the game continues to grow, to actually see stories and stuff like, because that's the whole thing with like what made Pokemon. I think back to growing up, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all these games that they kind of made, Digimon. You kind of had a story to follow, and there was always the big baddie at the end, or or something legendary to get. Do you guys have any ideas?
Do you have a Mewtwo?
Not really. Like we're working on some new evolution forms, but story mode
anime
could be developed more. Like our animator, our game designer Roz does want to get more involved with the story aspect. But to be honest, on my end, I'm like, let's do dev. Let's knock out these features. So.
You dev Fracus.
Right. Yeah. I'm always thinking about let's make new features. So story is something we probably should focus on more. And Roz, the designer, is really into that aspect. I need to give him more freedom.
And then is Block Runner still around as an artist?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he did our Tamer collection, and he does promotional content, but he's never done game assets. Roz does that, but Block's really focused on the clone splicing project he's been working on. It's there's tons and tons of layers and assets for that, so he's been more involved with that. But if we need a promo banner or something, he whips that up for us pretty quick.
That's dope.
So he's involved here and there.
Shout out to Block Runner.
He's kind of here, there, and everywhere. He helped. I know he helped Cooper with his recent.
He does stuff
like that.
Have
to help the next block then, I guess. What Block Runner at?
Hey, you did a good job with our intro. I was impressed with that, the stuff you created.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But no, obviously, it seems like we kind of come, to a conclusion here. But thanks for obviously coming on our show. Appreciate what you guys are building on Algorand, because it does add to the transactions, and it does show that how usable Algorand actually is, especially if there's somebody who happens to stumble upon this video, and it's a developer who's looking for a chain to build it on. It really, Fracctal Monsters really does show the utility of a project. You saying that, how many transactions you guys have sent out in Pepe rewards and Coop rewards, and how in most chains, I'm not gonna say all, but in most chains, that wouldn't be feasible or wouldn't be smart to do because of the fees and the slowness of the network. So Algorand, obviously being as fast and as cheap as it is a huge contributor to that. So appreciate what you guys are doing building. Obviously, everybody stay tuned into their socials. I know that they are looking, like he kind of mentioned, some funding going to be coming up. So there may be some opportunities for you not only to be a player of Fracctal Monsters, but also be able to kind of be a investor type thing on the other side, and helping them grow through the rest of this bear market, because your all's project is obviously one that I want to see continue to flourish, because I got 10 monsters, and soon when my son can play it on his own, he's going to be the one playing, getting those active Pepe rewards while I'm going and doing something else. I'm just going to be getting all the notifications.
Yeah, just in summary, I just want to pitch the Algorand, how great it is. The Algorand SDK is super easy to use. You can create scalable projects. We've done 420,000 on-chain transactions in the past month, so fees are super low, less than $100 for those transactions. You can send out tons of rewards. Block finality in 3.3 seconds now. So huge fan of Algorand. There's easy to use smart contract languages like Reach, and it sounds like the AquaKit's doing really well as well. So you can play Fracctal on our mobile apps, on Android or on the Google Play Store and Apple. You can play on the web. That's especially it. We're doing a lot of updates. You can come and play and do your versus modes and win your Pepe rewards. We got players earning up to 4,000 algo in the past month and a half. So really excited for the future. PvP next, then dungeons and expanded maps. So a lot of cool things coming up. Thanks for having me here. Really excited for the future. Algorand's killing it as far as technology goes. So really excited for the future.
Heck yeah. And obviously, thanks for everybody who joined into the show. Be sure to hit this like, share it with your friends. Make sure you tell your friends to go download the game from the App Store, get into this Fractal Monsters, create their, wallets if they want to get a little bit deeper in ownership. But nonetheless, thanks for coming on, James. And obviously, we'll look to have you back on as you guys roll out more updates for the game and look forward to, seeing where you guys take it.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, so thank you. And make sure y'all go subscribe to the next block. Retweet our post, and much appreciated, y'all. Until the next one, go.